Welcome back everyone to another technical analysis video. We are back with Cardano coin. Now, taking a look on the daily time frame, we see that we are still far away from the all-time highs. And to be honest, can't really see that this push that we're having right now is going to lead us to the all-time highs for now. But what we are expecting is maybe further slight movement to the upper zones towards this area here or even slightly higher. So if we take a look on, let me take this one, we had a push of 200%. Here we had a push of additional like 300%. And here we have a push of 200% again. So most logical movement would be if we would see a movement in between the 200% area in total. So this zone here. Now, this would mean that we have to have a proper market structure breaks on the smaller time frames and go further, like just keep them forming. But there is also a chance that we might see an early movement to the lower zones. Now, why do we say this? Is because last time when we had a similar push, for example, we had the first wave of the push, here we went into the overbought zones, we had a small correction, then again into overbought zones with the RSI. So you can see, let me stretch it. Then a correction moment. Now we went to the overbought zones. Again, correction. Now, once again, formed some kind of local acceleration or accumulation area, similar to this one previous times. Now, price is showing some signs of upward movement. Now, the thing is, we entered into the overbought zones with the RSI. And to fully confirm the movement that we are about to seek, so a downward movement, we have to also drag this yellow line to the overbought zones, which means that we might still see some kind of further movement to the upper zone, slight one though. Now, if we fail to form a proper breakout structure here, so this would be our ideal entry right now on the Cardano coin, then of course going to look for market structure break on the smaller time frames and aim to retest the EMAs here. So let's mark the zone of EMAs with, let's keep the color, I don't know, this one. So this is the target for the downward movement. Now going to the smaller time frames just to seek of a potential, even like smaller, I think like 30-minute time frame, to see for a potential market structure break MSB or BOS areas. Now this is the first zone or entry point for us. So let's mark it as by entry. Wait, entry. Like that. And green. And of course, a sell order would be in the span region of this area here. So sell entry and red one. Now, if we see that sellers will keep dominating, as of we see right now, we have some kind of correction moment, smaller one, we are going to enter into a short position in this region once we see a proper breakdown and we see that sellers will overtake this area. Now, we might also see an accumulation, which means that a similar movement to this one here, which means that we just go and bounce right away and form the breakout structure area and keep going to the upper zones. So for now, we just wait for either the buy area or sell area to be activated. And once we see it, we are going to enter into a position. Now with short position, so we would enter a short here. Stop loss would be around 5%. First target would be this 200 EMA line, or even like maybe here. So in between the 200 and 100 EMAs. So risk and reward ratio is not the greatest, to be honest. I would even like stretch it here, because if we have a breakdown, fake out and keep going up, then this is already a failed trade, because we'll even keep it like here. So 1 to 2 risk and reward ratio, nothing special, but still pretty good risk and reward ratio. And last target would be this. So in this case, risk and reward ratio is like 1 to 6, let's call it this way. So on the smaller time frames, we right now are seeking for a downward movement or a correction movement further to the lower areas around this liquidity zone here, which would be basically in between the EMAs of 100 and 200. And if we talk about bigger time frames, so we were on the daily time frame, let's go back to the daily time frame. Then, of course, we would look for the proper MSB, sorry, breakout structure, BOS. And target would be, as mentioned earlier, this area here, which like, let's put it in the middle. So 70% risk, sorry, reward, and risk would be 22%. So 1 to 2 is the risk and reward, 1 to 3 is the risk and reward ratio for this setup. Now, there's nothing much more to talk about. Going to remove these ones here, going to set this here, and just keep on waiting for either an upward movement or downward movement, which will be confirmed once we see either mark structure break or break of structure. So, very quick video. Just wait for a perfect opportunity. Don't rush in. We are still in the dangerous zones because we just recently broke out. EMAs are still far away, but if we see or look at the previous times we had broken from the EMAs here and here as well, we actually left far behind the EMAs. So this might be the case here as well. So, as always, that's it for this time. Thanks for watching this video and see you on the next one.